straightaway to get that set up. But now we've got commentators. There we go, guys. Hey, it's CubeCast here in the booth. Mertz is on vacation. So just want to say hello to everybody. I've been talking my butt off the last 5 or so minutes since we went live, but you know, Zack decided not to patch me through. Wires got crossed or something like that. For once, it wasn't my fault. But anyway, three laps, 5 minutes. Guys gonna try their best to just set some flyers out there. And right now, it looks like a couple of guys are struggling pretty hard. James Watson absolutely clobbered the wall on his first hot lap. These guys continue, though. They're working their way up the hill. Here's one of the fistful of bourbon. Is it Jim Beaver Esports machines, I believe? I couldn't even tell you. That's the 199 actually of Josh Clogg out there. That's who that is, working his way up the hill. Now this is the corner I absolutely hate on this track. It's up the hill, cresting onto the asphalt. The transition gets me every single time, and there you see how aggressive you can be. This is on board with the one. You want to try to get as close to those cones in that blue curve as possible, but if you get too far over, it's going to definitely throw your car off, and you can actually get a pretty severe slowdown penalty from that as well. This is on board. See that red number plate? That is your champion, Luke Kraus. And there you see him just kind of trying to get as many laps turned in as possible here in qualifying. Yeah, as I mentioned, 5 minutes to get 3 laps. These guys might have a little bit of rust to them. Taking the last couple of weeks off. Let's take a look real quick here at our point standings as well. As looks like Luke Kraus, yes, he is still on top of the point standings. 17 points back is Josh Clogg, then Jacob Harberts, and then Magnus Okenhog and Robbie Lareal wrapping up top 5. Pretty close, though, from about 5th on back to 10th. 39th, or 39 points back is Robbie Lareal, but only 8 points back of him is 10th place Bodie Cryer. So a very close battle there for the back half of your top 10, and these guys are going to fight as hard as they can to work their way up the point standings. There's another car finishing his 3rd and final lap, now going up the hill. This car right here reminds me of the Solo Cup, the Jazz Cup, if you will. This is the 72 car. That is Trevor Teal, looking like a boss out there. He's got the Slurpee. That's the old Slurpee Cup. Okay. I see you, Trevor. I know he's out there in Twitch land. I saw him pop up in the chat as well. So Trevor getting his Slurpee on. What's your favorite flavor of Slurpee? Let us know in the chat. I always go for the cherry Slurpee, so I'm a bit favorite of that one, but the Mountain Dew one's pretty good as well. This is Trevor Teal getting his laps in. Looks like he's not going to improve there with a 42.275 being his fastest so far. That puts him in the back half of the field. Now we've got a couple of more drivers left finishing. That was very close to making contact with the wall there, but looks like did their best to avoid it. Matt Hartley, though, with a huge lap in qualifying, 41.1. You see it there, a quarter second faster than Bodie Cryer, and then Luke Kraus 0.3 back. This is one of the iDrive Sim cars working his way around. This is the 29 machine of Nathan Ramsey. I believe that's Gecko working his way up the hill now. As Gecko with DGR going through this hard right-hander. If you're in the Beetle, your car wants to roll every time through that corner. It's terrifying, but it's a ton of fun. As here he goes, another. He's gonna get. Oh wow! Very hard landing there on the nose, but across the line and 43.314. That's his fastest lap. Does he have time to get one more in? No, he does not. So he's just doing this to get as much practice in as possible. But looks like our field has been set. We're gonna have, it looks like 8 car heats here in round number 1. Heat 1 is Matt Hartley, Daniel Aish, Josh Clogg, and Jacob Harberts. Then Magnus Okenhog with James Watson, Victor Aldrich, and Ian Fisher. All wrapping up there. Those 2 of the 3 drivers, 2 Volkswagens at the back, James Watson, Victor Aldrich. They are teammates. Ian Fisher is new to the series as well, making his debut here tonight. Cars getting set to take to the grid. Just waiting on the last car to join in, and we will be off and running here as we wait for the revs to come up. And these guys getting set for 6 laps of racing. You have to take 1 joker here in the heats, and the revs are up. The green flag is out, and we are underway here in heat number 1. And 3 wide up front, and there's huge contact, but somehow keeping things pointed in the right direction. Great bit of clean driving so far, and we are off and away here. Huge stack up, clipping the curb was Daniel H. Gonna have to see if he doesn't get a slowdown from that one. And he's got contact from the car behind there as well. They're bobbing and weaving all down this very long straightaway as now they go up this long right-hander up the hill. Such a fun corner. You have to be playing with the throttle the entire way up to keep things pointed in the right direction. You crest the hill here, back down to the left, and first and second, it is still going to be Hartley and Harberts, your front 2. Those front 2 are the ones that will transfer. Josh Clogg currently in 3rd, so he's got to try to make up spots somehow. Anybody electing for the joker here on lap 1, it does not look like it. So it looks like, yep, just single file throughout the field so far. It looks like everybody just going to wait as long as possible, as it's Matt Hartley, then Jacob Harberts, then Josh Clogg, Magnus Okenhog, and then James Watson currently back in the 5th spot, struggling a little bit, running a little bit too far out wide there up the hill was James Watson. Going to need to tidy up that line if he wants to catch back up. He's got a gap to the front 4 in front of him, but Magnus Okenhog right now, he is all over the back bumper of Josh Clogg, right behind Harberts as well. These 3 guys don't have any room for error because one slip up is going to cost him. It looks like Magnus Okenhog going to be the first one to take his strategy, diving down to the joker. He's going to have a little bit of clean track out in front of him as well. Going to have to see where he cycles through. So he is about 7 or 8 car lengths ahead of Jacob Harberts now, but Hartley goes wide, and that's going to leave the door open for Okenhog. They're side by side, a little bit of contact there as well. Magnus clipping the dirt on the inside just a little bit. Now back to the left, here comes Hartley still in the lead. Up the hill, cresting it back to the right here. Hartley in front of Okenhog. Now Hartley has some work to do. He's got a little bit of bigger of a gap to Okenhog than Okenhog did when he took the joker. Where will he come out? Oh, he goes a very deep. Harberts does. Where does he come through? He's going to be in front of Okenhog, and he's going to be side by side with Hartley. Hartley, though, clipping the inside, getting that car to rotate, just not giving any room to the inside this time around. So it's now Hartley, then Harberts, then Okenhog. And I think the big loser here is going to be Matt Hart. Well, no, actually, I'm sorry. It's I was getting my joker deltas mixed up here. Hartley is going to be well and clear out front. I don't believe Josh Clogg has jokered. He has not. These guys have 3 more opportunities to do it. Still out front is going to be Hartley. He does not take his joker here. Josh Clogg does. Josh Clogg going to have a great opportunity here. He's going to leapfrog everybody and go all the way up to second, taking his joker at the perfect opportunity. So the only guy up front that has yet to joker is Matt Hartley. He is currently leading this race, so he's going to, as long as he can avoid mistake here, he's going to be clean out the front and have plenty of room to just run away and hide by the time that he takes the joker. If I were him, I would have to take it right here. Gonna have to see where he cycles through, because if he does not take it here, he's gonna leave himself set up for an issue. No, he's going to take it now. So he is taking the joker. And now everybody up at the front of the field has jokered. So it's gonna be Hartley by a mile with 1 lap to go here. So it's going to be Clogg. Harbert's very late on the brakes. He's going to run wide through this long uphill turn. And they're going to be side by side between Harberts and Okenhog. The transfer spot, though, is that car up in front of them. And these guys battling so hard between Harberts and Okenhog, that's going to open the door for Josh Clogg to pull away. He's got the clean track. Almost some contact there side by side between the 80 and the 26. Running wide is Harberts in that Subaru out in front. And then It's going to be, so Hartley is going to come through the final quarter and across the jump, and he is going to automatically transfer through to the feature. And then Josh Claw going to get through there as well. Fantastic battling between Oakenhog and Harberts. And then it's going to be Daniel Aish, Victor Aldrich, Ian Fisher. Then James Watson ended up finishing back in the pits. So now we are getting set for heat number 2 here. And the same rules apply. Still 8 cars, still 6 laps, and still 1 joker. It's going to be Bodie Cryer out in front, followed by Jason Hook, then Andrew Howell and Savian Ragster, Trevor Teal, Parker Fleming, Justin Robichaux, and Matt Kingsbury wrapping up the field here in heat number 2. Just waiting for all the cars to take to the grid, and then they're going to wait for the lights to come on. Only a matter of time. The revs begin to rise. Only a matter of time between all of these cars as the green flag is out, and we're on our way here. Waiting to see if we can keep things clean here. 3 wide in turn over. That's very hard to do. Can they keep it? Oh, there's a massive pile up here. That was, I think, Andrew Howell that went around. Yes, it was. So he's lost a ton of time. Stewards are going to have to look at that one after the race, but it's going to be Bodie Cryer getting a huge jump, just able to keep things clean. And then it's going to be Jason Hook. Jason trying everything he can up the inside. And they're side by side hard here for Savian Ragster and Jason Hook for that second transfer spot. Trevor Teal, a huge move there. Very aggressive from Trevor Teal. He's currently in the 4th spot. Does he joker here? No, none of the front 4 do. Maybe one Beetle that takes that joker. And that's going to be Justin Robichaux. So Robichaux up to 3rd for the moment, but nobody around him is yet to take their joker. It's still, oh, and there's contact. They're saving it, sending it very deep. Was Jason Hook. Jason with contact with 2 cars already in this race, but he gets the move done, and he is side by side still with Justin Robichaux. He's going to get cleared there. Now they crest up the hill back to the right here. And this transition onto the asphalt is very tricky to get right. It can upset the car in a big way, sending on into the outside wall. But it looks like Bodie Cryer now has taken his joker as well. So it's Cryer, then Ragster, then Robichaux, Hook, Teal. You know, it looks like Robichaux is gotten by Teal. So something's happened to Trevor Teal. He's lost a couple of spots there on that lap. He's currently back in the 6th spot. Matt Kingsbury started 8th, and he's up to 5th. Robichaux as well from 7th to 4th. They've worked their way up through this field, but Bodie Cryer is just running away with it. He's 4 seconds clear of Savian Ragster. Ragster feeling some pressure from behind. Will he take the joker? Will either of these guys joker? This is the look at Savian Ragster and Jason Hook, and neither of them do, as they are still they're just now coming across the halfway point of this race, working now lap 4 of 6. And something I've noticed from Jason Hook is his gearing might be a little too short. He gets onto the rev limiter well before the end of that straightaway before you take this right-hander up the hill. Only, these guys spend a lot of time on their steps. Maybe something had changed with the dirt parameters that impacted their run down to that straightaway, but definitely a big change for these guys. As there you see just how close Jason Hook is to Savian Ragster right now, and that's for that second transfer spot. Not too many other close battles further down in the field, as right now it is all Bodie Cryer running away with 4.5 seconds at the line. Now Matt Kingsbury's gotten by Trevor Teal. He's gone from 8th to 4th. He's going to improve his starting position for the last chance qualifiers, as he is now actually catching up to these guys out in front of him as well. Maybe he just miffed his qualifying because he had to start at the back of this heat. And he is now right on the back of both Ragster and Hook, and he has jokered, however, and it looks like it's going to be Savian Ragster now taking to the joker with 2 laps to go. Actually, the final lap now, excuse me. Bodie Cryer now working his final lap. He has jokered. Ragster has jokered. Jason Hook, the only guy up front who has not, and he has to get this lap absolutely perfect if he wants to have any shot at the overcut here between himself and Jason Hook. He's going to be feeling a little bit of pressure from behind as well from Matt Kingsbury, as Kingsbury now about 4 car lengths behind. They now crest up the hill. Now Jason Hook's going to be the one to watch here. He has not taken his joker yet. So he comes, he's holding it to the inside. He's going to get a huge run here, but it looks like he is not going to have enough to do it. Bodie Cryer runs away with it. Savian Ragster going to transfer through. Hook takes 3rd, and then Matt Kingsbury takes that 4th position. Trevor Teal improves up to 5th, then Justin Robichaux, Andrew Howell, Parker Fleming takes the final spot here. And ready for one final heat here to get things set for our 2 last chance qualifier races. We're going to start with Luke Kraus, your championship leader, on the pole here in heat number 3, with Ray Kingsbury to his outside, then David Schofield. Kieran Forrest and Adam Thomas make up the 2nd row, and then 6 is Drake Burgoon and Nathan Ramsey Gecko starting in the 7th spot. So 1 car shorter field here as we get set for heat number 3 here from Sonoma, from the Ferris Shifters Fall Harvest, September Harvest, excuse me. But yeah, these guys doing their best out there, and they've put on a great show so far. Got 1 more heat left here. Nathan Ramsey starting from the back, going to look to improve as he gets set for the grid. Revs starting to build in these Volkswagens, Fords, and Subarus. Looks like we got some Gecko and some Ray Kingsbury fans in the chat, but Luke Kraus on the inside gets a great jump. There's still 3 wide though, back behind, and Ray Kingsbury gonna be the one to improve here. He's gonna take the 2nd spot, but going up, big send up the inside, Kieran Big Dog Forrest. He's gonna go up to the 3rd spot, starting from 4th. Adam Thomas does improve as well, the big loser. It does seem that it was David Schofield going from 3rd back to 5th at the moment. And there you see them working their way around up the hill. Schofield almost pushed off track. Some contact from behind there as well from Drake Burgoon. Drake, one of the newcomers to the series as well. Great to see some new faces out there in the 415. Currently in the 6th spot, and looks like they've got some trouble back behind them as well. Gecko, oh, looks like actually Drake Burgoon had a slowdown penalty, so he had to serve it right there, right in front of Gecko. Not where you want to be doing that. You're going to have 1 taker to the joker. Looks like that is David Schofield that just took to the joker. So he's going to be back up into the 4th position, but he has taken a joker. Kieran Big Dog Forrest has taken his joker, and he's got some clean racetrack in front of him. He's got Luke Kraus though breathing down his neck. Ray Kingsbury, the 3rd spot, just outside of the transfer window. He is well behind, but you see him there trying to catch up to Luke Kraus. So still Kieran Forrest out in front here, waiting to complete lap number 2. And it looks like Luke Kraus is going to take to the joker now as well. So it's Forrest and Kraus. So Kraus is going to leapfrog. And Ray Kingsbury took the joker. They're side by side though for the final transfer spot. Kieran Forrest not giving him any room there. Just absolutely squeezing Ray Kingsbury off track. That's going to be a slowdown penalty. It has to be for Ray Kingsbury. When is he going to serve it, though? It's going to have to be strategic for him. Looks like he's going to have to serve here going up the hill because you don't want to lose too much time. That's one of the big things about slowdown penalties here in iRacing is it's all technical about when you serve them. I think that he had to with the way that he clipped that cone going up the right-hander as close to the inside as he was. Now Kieran Forrest clipping the curbing there on the inside. It looks like, Roger, you're cheering for Ray Kingsbury. I got to cheer for Big Dog myself. We're all Big Dog fans here in Nitro Circus land. Luke Kraus and Kieran Forrest and Ray Kingsbury are right there. Those guys battling hard for that final transfer spot, and that looks like it's the battle to watch right now. David Schofield is about 2 seconds behind him, and then Schofield's got another 2 seconds back to Adam Thomas behind him. Thomas has yet to joker, but he's got a lot of ground to make up if he wants to do anything with it. So Kraus, then Forrest, still, then Kingsbury. This is the end of lap number 4, 2 to go here at the line. And Ray last time was pinched all the way onto the inside, and Kieran not going to give him the room this time either. But Ray trying to make the room for himself. Yeah, and Kieran's not going to make it easy. He has taken his joker. Kingsbury goes up the inside here. You can't do that. That's going to... Does he collect the tires? No. Great avoidance driving there from Ray Kingsbury. He's going to lose a ton of time on it, but he does hold on to the third spot still for the time being. Now coming around the final corner to start the final lap here over the jump, that is Luke Kraus still out in front, then Kieran Forrest, then Ray Kingsbury. Up the hill in the right-hander for the final time. Kieran, though, he is out and away. Some contact there between Kingsbury and Thomas. And Thomas, he took his joker. He went from out of nowhere. And Kingsbury dives across the track. And there was some huge contact there. As now Thomas is going to rejoin right in front of Ray Kingsbury. And this is going to be a huge moment. This is going to determine where these guys start in the LCQ. But Kraus is going to come across the line in the first spot. Then Kieran Forrest easily running away with it. Then still some contact back behind. These guys are still kerfuffling as Adam Thomas went around. He completely skipped the jump. And not the cleanest driving there in that one. I'm going to have to see what the stewards do on that. And they're going to take a look at that one after the race. But unofficially, it's Luke Kraus and Kieran Forrest working their way through straight to the feature. Followed up there in heat number 3 by David Schofield. And then Drake Burgoon, Ray Kingsbury, Nathan Ramsey, and then Adam Thomas finishing there in last. But now it's time for our 2 last chance qualifiers. Going from 6 laps now up to 8. And going from 1 joker now up to 2. So here's the look at your starting group with Magnus Okenhog, David Schofield, and Matt Kingsbury, then Daniel Aish, Ray Kingsbury, then Justin Robichaux, Ian Fisher, and Adam Thomas here in heat or in LCQ number 1. Just waiting for one final car. That's Ian Fisher to take to the grid. It looks like he must have missed the start. But something to note here, the 2 guys that are involved in a ton of contact there, Ray Kingsbury and Adam Thomas, they're going to be side by side here, diving it into turn number 1. 4 wide up at the front. Absolutely nowhere for these guys to go. Oh, and that's Adam Thomas just absolutely diving through about 4 cars there. And wow, this race has not gotten off to a fantastic start. Okenhog gets through clean. Ray Kingsbury gets through clean. 1 car on its side. Is that Thomas? It is. Can he get back onto his wheels? No, he is now completely upside down. So he is he going to be able to work his way? You know, that's going to be the thing to watch here. We don't need to watch the racing. Oh, he's back on his wheels. Somehow he has saved it. What a fantastic bit of driving there. But Matt Kingsbury all the way up around on the outside. These guys fighting hard here to try to work their way into this feature. So Magnus Okenhog going to take to his first joker here. You get 2 in the semifinals. So he's taking his first one here to get any sort of track position that he can. As it's now Magnus Okenhog, then Ray Kingsbury, then Matt Kingsbury. The 2 Kingsburys wheel to wheel. Almost a little bit of contact there, it looked like, as they go up the hill. Switch back to the left here is going to favor Ray as he is out in front. The trailing car there is Matt. A little more on the brakes is Ray, but he has the inside here. Oh, and pinches off Matt. And Matt not appreciative of that move. But Ray still up the inside, and he keeps things pointed the right direction for the time being. As David Schofield now right behind. He is right behind them. He's going to take the joker, and Daniel Aish right behind, getting a joker as well. So this is where that second Joker comes into play. All these guys, Oakenhog, Schofield, Aish, and Ray Kingsbury have all taken one. Meanwhile, the rest of the field yet to take even their first. Looks like, yeah. By the way, 3 cars will transfer. I misspoke. 3 cars here will transfer to the feature. And some contact there. Wow, that was Aish and Schofield. Once again, not the cleanest racing that we've seen so far in this series, as there was more contact there between Aish and Schofield. I believe Schofield engine might be just about done. No, he keeps on going. That's yeah, Aish's engine has basically expired. He's smoking all the way through this race. So definitely missed the front clip, the hood, and just about half his race car there. But Magnus Oakenhog's had a huge lead, and then it is Matt Kingsbury, then Ray, and then David Schofield in 4th. All of those guys have taken one Joker. It looks like we've got some retirements here as well, as Daniel Aish and Adam Thomas both taken to pit lane as well. Justin Robichaux has DNF'd from the event. So that's going to move, looks like Ian Fisher up into the 5th spot, but Magnus Oakenhog, Matt Kingsbury, and Ray Kingsbury right now, the 3 looking at the transfer spots. Magnus Oakenhog's taken his second Joker, David Schofield taking his second Joker, and looks like everybody else still has one remaining. So Fisher is going to be the only guy left to try to work his way up, as Schofield has used all of his strategy, as we just are now working past halfway here. This race really has flown by. So here's Magnus Oakenhog, your leader, up and over the jump. Now he continues to work his way through this dominating performance here. That is going to be, I believe, Ray Kingsbury taking his second Joker. He does. Now it's all up to Matt Kingsbury. See if he can't close up the gap and take his second to get up to Magnus Oakenhog, and see if they can't make things interesting. Man, these guys have been absolutely dogged it all race long, fighting very hard from the get-go. A huge incident off the start before we even got to the start-finish line for the first lap. And then we had some more contact going into what's technically it's called turn 1. I consider it more of turn 5 here, the hard right-hander after you come back onto the asphalt up the hill. But either way, these guys so far, Oakenhog, Kingsbury, Matt, and Ray Kingsbury as well, just kind of trying to run away and hide for the time being. David Schofield, he must have some damage to his race car. He's been involved in a little bit of contact here so far. But the car, other than having some mud all over it, looks fairly clean. Right front bent up just the slightest amount, but either way, he is actually gaining right now on Ray Kingsbury. His last lap was a 41.6 compared to a 42.5 for Ray Kingsbury. So right now, if you're Ray Kingsbury, you're going to be looking in the mirrors and see when anything happens here, because he is right there. We actually have a change for the lead. Matt Kingsbury out of nowhere. Surprised to see that. He has gotten by who was your leader, Magnus Oakenhog. But so those guys battling hard for the lead. This is the final lap as well. So it's now Kingsbury, then Oakenhog. And then still Ray Kingsbury. So it's going to be these 3 that are going to transfer over the jump for the final time. What's the order going to be? It's going to be Matt Kingsbury taking this LCQ, and then Magnus Oakenhog, and then Ray Kingsbury going to be the 3rd car to transfer through. And David Schofield finishes 4th, followed by, I believe it was Ian Fisher, then Daniel Aish, Justin Robichaux, and Adam Thomas. Those last 3 did not finish that heat. One final LCQ on the day as we get set for technically what is going to be called the B main here, with Jason Hook and Jacob Harberts with Jake Burgoon. All 3 of those guys on the front row. Then Trevor Teal and Victor Aldrich. Then Nathan Ramsey, Mr. Gecko himself. Then Andrew Howell, James Watson, and Parker Fleming making up the field here. 2 Subarus up, starting 1 and 2 as the revs start to build, and these guys get set for one final LCQ to get this evening wrapped up and sent to the feature in style. 3 wide up front, nobody looking to blink, and some huge contact there. Gecko missed his breaking point, collects James Watson. And Gecko, I think we've had this incident before between you and me, my brother. Oh no. Looks like up front, though, everything is still clean between the rest of the field. You have to feel for drivers like James Watson, who was collected there in that one as well. But out all the way in the very front spot is going to be, I believe that's Jacob Harberts, and then Jason Hook, Drake Burgoon, then Victor Aldrich, and then Trevor Teal right there as well in the 5th spot. And it looks like Andrew Howell has gone off, and I think he's got some damage. He's got a lot of damage to the race car. He's collected the wall hard somewhere, and so he is absolutely smoking. He's going to burn it down, and there's another car around. That's one of the Team Watson racing machines. I believe that's Victor Aldrich. It is. Not a great look for the Team Watson racing guys here, as Victor Aldrich kind of just tries to get his nerves settled back under him here, as he lets his team leader go by. So not a great look for Team Watson Racing. Those guys just kind of got collected by multiple other drivers here. I don't know if we can get a replay of that or not, but Jacob Harberts still leads this one. And then it's going to be Jason Hook. See if we can't get a look at what happened just a moment ago to Victor Aldrich. That was just after. So there we go. Let's see. Go back one more time. See what happened to him. We're looking at the wrong Team Watson right there. We go. See, he goes up the hill here. Now, did he go around on his own? I've talked about how tricky this corner is. Oh, and he definitely had some help there. I believe that's Trevor Teal that was part of that one. There's one other car involved there as well. But still up front, Jacob Harberts, then Jason Hook. Let's get back to some live action here. Not a lot of guys taking early jokers. Harberts has taken one, Burgoon taken one, and Ramsey taken one. But Hook still yet to use his first. Same with Teal, same with Fleming, and those guys battling hard for the 4th spot. Neither of them have jokered yet. Great entry to the uphill section from Jason Hook, using every bit of racetrack to try to gain some ground on Jacob Harberts, and he's fighting very hard for it as he now works his way up the hill, gaining. I hear some Jaws music playing in the background. I know this isn't the this is the sports car series with the Kingsbury, with Matt Kingsbury and his team rocking the Dirt Esport shark teeth on their cars, but I definitely hear the Jaws music playing. Here to the joker is Jason Hook, and he's going to get around Jacob Harberts for the time being. Both of them have used their first half of their strategy, as then it's going to be Burgoon is taking the first. Oh, that's the back end stepping way out there. Fantastic save if you're Jason Hook to keep that car under you, because that back end was a lot more slung out there than I would have expected it or wanted it to be to feel comfortable. Trevor Teal, though, in the 4th spot right now, and he has used one of his jokers. These front 2 have really pulled away from things. Drake Burgoon, he's got 3 seconds out the back to Trevor Teal. So these guys just have to run their clean laps and be consistent with it. Trevor just kind of digging. Does he take to the joker here? He does not. The top 2 both took their second joker, so their strategy is done with 3 laps to go. But Drake Burgoon has only used the first half of his. Trevor Teal has stuck with just one so far as well. I think he's going to save his for as late as possible. Try to see if he can't make up any bit of ground on Drake. And that's going to be a fun battle to watch. But looks like the one that we're watching right here is the battle between your 2 leaders. That's Jason Hook in the 137 and Jacob Harberts in the number 80, as they now come across the jump for 2 laps to go here at the line. And these guys apparently take a much more aggressive line into that corner than I'm comfortable with, and that's why I'm here at the booth. This is my favorite Rallycross track, but I got roped into doing this solo for some reason. I have to give props to our wonderful producer here in the booth, Zack Johnson here. As always, on a Monday night, having some fun with it, watching some Rallycross, slinging some dirt, and just, you know, going wild up here. So 2 laps to go, coming to the white flag here. Actually, Jason Hook is up in front, and he is going to take the jump. He's going to take the white flag here, and then Jacob Herbert's right behind him as well. Those 2 guys much in the clear, and then it's going to be Drake Burgoon 3 seconds ahead of Trevor Teal for the 3rd transfer spot. So it's still Hook, Herbert's, Burgoon. No battles on further back. It's Fleming, Ramsey, and Victor Aldrich. Looks like James Watson decided to retire after his contact on the first lap. I know he was not happy about that one. I know him personally, and I know he is not pleased with some of the incidents he's been involved in this season. It's just unfortunate to see because that was not his fault whatsoever. But Victor Aldrich up front, last car on the lead lap, last car running for the time being. It's Jason Hook and Harberts, and then Drake Burgoon's going to cross in 3rd. Trevor Teal barely does not make it through to the feature. Then Parker Fleming 5th here in the 2nd LCQ. Then Nathan Ramsey, Victor Aldrich last car to finish. Then Jason Howell and James Watson both finished that one 5 laps down. So now we're going to give the drivers a bit of a break here. We're going to give them just a little bit of time to get themselves relaxed, get used to what the track state currently is, as they've got 5 minutes to do so. So let's give you guys the opportunity. We don't really do this in Rallycross too often. We're going to give you guys the opportunity to crank it up, and I'll step aside, I'll shut up, and you guys can listen to some beautiful race cars. right, everybody, we're getting set for some fun, some Monday night, not football, because that's on a different channel right now. The Ravens are leading the Raiders 14-10, but we're gonna have a lot more contact than we're gonna have here than over there. Um, but right now, it's gonna be a fun battle to watch. Take a look real quick at your starting grid for the future, if we can. It's going to be Matt Hartley starting on the pole, and then Bodie Cryer, then Luke Krause, then Josh Klog, David Ragster, and Kieran Forrest, then Matt Kingsbury, Jason Hook, and Magnus Okenhog, then Jacob Harberts, Ray Kingsbury, and Drake Burgoon making his first feature here for the here in the series. It's going to be great to see him making his first feature here. But it's Matt Hartley out in front. I'm going to be taking to the pole here, as now it is 10 laps, 2 jokers. So 2 more laps added, but the same amount of jokers that you guys just saw these guys run in the LCQs. Waiting for the grid to feel out. We've got a great field up front waiting to battle to the death, or something like that. But anyway, Rev's starting to build in these race cars for one final feature race here tonight, as it's going to be Matt Hartley leading them. Oh, there's contact already going around in cars all over. I'm not sure who started that, but there was definitely some bobbing and weaving all down the front stretch, as we got these front 2 guys that are side by side. That's Hartley and Krause up front that are side by side. And absolutely sending it up. Luke Krause going to jump into the lead here in turn 1. And now climbing his way up the hill. Oh, it's Hartley, Krause, then Hartley, then Cryer for the moment. Uphill now and to the right. And just single file freight train all the way down back through the field. Nose to tail, and it looks like we're going to have our first taker to the Joker, and that's going to be Luke Krause. Just trying to get as much clean racetrack as he possibly can, as he is now well clear of Matt Hartley and Bodie Cryer, who they're just now working their way up into turn 1. Running way wide there was Matt Hartley, but keeps the car under him, as it's still Krause, then Hartley, then Cryer, then Klog for the moment. Looks like there might have been some contact back behind as well. I wonder if we can get a replay of that start, because it just looked like one of the cars just turned straight right off the gun. And actually, is that one of the Kingsbury? Yep, that's Matt Kingsbury off and around. He's going to get things pointed back in the right direction. Looks like, yeah, there was some contact between him and Magnus Okenhog. And this is a replay of the start. Oh, and it looks like just a pinball effect there is that zebra car. Not sure if we have a number on that. It looks like that's the 91 of Savian Ragster that went off to the right, hit a car, then bounced back off of them, trying to correct back to the left and hit another car. Oh, and it was just all went off from there. And then just cars piling into that one. So interesting to see how that one started. Ray Kingsbury, though, gone from 11th to 8th. He's your biggest gainer so far, as well as Kieran Big Dog Forrest on the podium for the moment, as he actually just gets passed by 2 guys in the Joker. But he has yet to take a single one. Or no, he has actually taken both of them. I'm sorry. Big Dog has taken both, and he is in the 5th spot. He has to have a huge check up there to not get into Klog. But he gets things going back in the same direction. So it's still Krause, then Hartley, Cryer, Klog. And Krause has used both of his jokers. Forrest has used his jokers from the 5th spot. Magnus Okenhog has used both of his down in 7th as well. It looks like there's been something to happen to Jacob Harberts, who, if we can take a look at our point standings real quick, I believe he was up there in the top 5 coming into the event. Yeah, he was in the 3rd position. This is going to be a huge detriment to his points finish. He did make the feature, but unfortunately not going to get much past that to improve in terms of his points for the day. couple of drivers still up around him, though, or just behind him, actually, are still running here in this feature. So they're going to have room to improve, such as Magnus Okenhog, and I believe Jason Hook was right there as well. But still, Luke Krause and then Matt Hartley, both of those guys have taken both their jokers. Josh Clogg has taken his second as well. Then Bodie Cryer is in fourth, and he has not used his second one yet. Now, he was just about 2 seconds behind Josh Clogg, so he might be able to improve that spot. Might be able to improve his spot when he takes the joker. And it looks like Josh Clogg just doing everything he can to hold on to that podium for the moment. We're just come across cross flags. Now going to be coming to the line for your leader to take 4 laps to go here, this time by the line. Of course, 10 laps here in the feature here in the NASA Rallycross Series. Ferris Shifters, of course, thanks to you for sponsoring this event and everything you do here with the series. Looks like clipping the cone there just a little bit on the uphill was Luke Krause. But look at this battle further on back. This is for that last podium spot, as Bodie Cryer trying to get back onto Josh Clogg and see if he can't make up some ground. I definitely think that he is within striking range for that Joker Delta. Can he make it up, though? Only the Joker entry here is so critical. But the thing is, looking as he runs his own laps, Bodie Cryer is absolutely gaining on Josh Clogg there in the 199. Both those cars a little squirrely over the jump. You see it in the angle to the left, but they keep things rolling. What? Out front, and then Matt Hartley, Josh Clogg trying to hold on to that final podium spot. Can he do it with Cryer with a joker in hand, breathing down his neck? And Kieran Forrest in the 5th spot, looking to take home a top 5 for Mr. Big Dog himself. Still, though, the red plate number 1 of Luke Krause, your championship leader and defending series champion up front. Looking to get, I believe it's going to be his 2nd, if not 3rd win of the season. He's had some fantastic performances so far this year. So it's still Krause, Hartley, Cryer. And Cryer did just take his 2nd joker and did just get by Josh Clogg. You just saw that happen there on your screen. That's him in the we're looking at right there. And he's been running some blisteringly fast laps even when he hasn't taken the joker. So I think he had the opportunity to do it on pace as well. But 2 laps to go here as Luke Krause works his way through the final corner, over the jump for the penultimate time. And now he's going to come across the line for the white flag. 1 lap to go here from Sonoma in the Ferris Shifters September Harvest Classic. And he works his way up the hill for the final time. It's Luke Krause, then Matt Hartley, then Bodie Cryer. Magnus Okenhog just dropped back down to the 8th spot, losing 1 to Ray Kingsbury. So still, though, fighting very hard for between those guys, trying to get any position that they possibly can. It's still, though, Krause up front, and Krause through the final corner for the final time across the jump. Just got to get a couple more feet to the finish line, and Luke Krause is your winner in Sonoma. Then it's going to be Matt Hartley across the line, then Bodie Cryer. Josh Clogg takes the 4th spot. Big Dog gets his top 5. And then Savian Ragster, after being involved in that early incident, he gets to work his way up to the 6th spot. And then Magnus Okenhog takes 7th, Ray Kingsbury 8th, Jason Hook 9th, Matt Kingsbury in 10th, and Drake Burgoon, he's going to limp around to complete his first ever feature race here in the NASA NASA Rallycross Challenge presented by Simracer Coin. Congratulations to him making his first feature. And then Drake Burgoon, he's going to finish 10 laps down. Did not get much past the start after some early contact to him. Now just giving these drivers a minute to kind of clear their thoughts and relax just a little bit before we get them here in the booth. But Kraus, your winner once again, and there you see him just doing everything he can to tear that thing down. He's going to get a new car next week anyway. So just kind of launch it off jumps. You got to respect the cones, though, man. Come on. Now he just keeps on driving around. Maybe we need to see like maybe an impossible or maybe a no comply out here from him. We'll have to see if we get some Tony Hawk stuff out here. Anyway, just gotta wait for these guys to join into the media pen because we're gonna have some fun interviews with them. We'll have to see if/when they join. So this is the time where you start playing the Jeopardy music at home. Because we're just kind of playing a trivia game to see who gets here first. Shout out to Trevor Teal, though. Hey, you did a fantastic performance there in the boot or in your LCQ. Fantastic job there to get your. I think you finished what, 5th in your LCQ, and Gecko, you showed up. You did that for sure. But shout out to all you guys for jumping here into to race this week. And you finished 4th. Yeah, that's right. You finished 4th in the LCQ, 1 spot away. So still just kind of waiting as we watch the sunset here in Sonoma. I have to see. Kind of waiting. Because this is where things get awkward. Okay, looks like we do have some interviews. We're gonna start here with our third place finisher, Bodie Cryer. Bodie, it was an adventurous race. Just talk about the starts here at the Sonoma.
The starts, yeah, they're pretty crazy. They're half luck and half crazy, pretty much. Survived the starts today, so that was a good thing.
Yeah, it was so much fun to watch, and you started out very well. You won your heat, and what's it like having such a long downtime waiting from your heat all the way to the feature?
I mean, it can. I don't really. It doesn't bother me. But I could see how it might, get to some people. I was more worried about the dirt here at the track since the iRacing recent build, but it tended to work out for me, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 3rd place finish, and it was a fantastic race for you. What was it like when you had that final joker in your hand, when you knew that Josh right in front of you didn't have one left?
Oh, that was actually. I think that's where is that where me and Matt both took the Joker at the same time? You're talking about my last one.
Your last one, yeah, your last
Yeah,
one.
the last one. I mean, that was a strategy card. I was just holding, waiting for it. It just worked in my favor.
Yeah, it worked out very well for you. You took home a 3rd place finish. Anybody you want to thank today?
You guys, Nitro Circus, all the guys at DGR, and that's it.
Well, hey, congratulations on your podium, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, sir.
That's Bodie Cryer, your 3rd place finisher. And then looks like Matt Hartley joining us here in the booth. Matt, you won heat number 1. You had a long break in between, but you still ended up on the podium there in the feature as well.
Yeah, I went into that with minimal practice too, and the way the track conditions were too, it was a bit sketchy. But yeah, came through there. That was the heat win was impressive. I really enjoyed that. That was good. It was nerve-wracking starting from pole, but shot myself in the foot going into the jump there. Went a bit wide and left the door open for Luke. But well done to Luke. Well done to Bodie as well.
Yeah, what was it like after qualifying, just seeing your name sitting there at the top of the board and by such a large margin as well?
Oh, I had like a minute and a half to wait, and that was so intense, and like we were already all unmuted in the Discord chat, and no one said nothing all the way until the time ticked over, and it was like official. And then there was big celebration, man. That was awesome. I was still shaking. I got so much nerves going on. It's crazy. I got a dry mouth.
Yeah, I mean, it was a ton of fun to watch, man. And it looks like that pole that you had really helped you out because there was some calamity on the starts.
Yeah, it always is there. Normally, 9 out of 10 times I get ruined in that corner, but yeah, it was really nice today. It was good to have some space there. Like I said, well done to Luke as well for the win. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun to watch, and hopefully we'll see some more great battles like that the rest of the season. But anybody you want to thank here tonight?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. I'd like to thank my team, Ferris Shifters, Shifty Weight at the top, GSW Graphics, DGR as well. Love to thank NASA as well, and also Nitro Circus. Big shout out to them. Quite awesome watching the Twitch streams. It's great.
Hey.
Simracer Coin, and yeah, my teammate Jason and Hope. Yeah, and Mr. Howe.
Yeah, I mean, hey, don't watch this one back. It was me doing the whole thing solo. So definitely getting dry mouth towards the end of some of these races because you guys don't give me a second to catch my breath. But hey, man, it was a fantastic race from you. Congratulations on your heat win as well as your second place overall.
Yeah, cheers, brother. How could I not watch it? Because I want to watch that pole position and that heat win. That was great.
Hey,
the second spot, I'm really happy with the second spot. I would have been happy with the third too. Yeah, unreal. Awesome.
Hey,
Good to
it was
be back too.
Fantastic drive and best of luck the rest of the way.
Hey, it must have been something to do with Daniel Ricciardo winning on the weekend. Go, Dan.
Sounds good to me, man.
So, mate, cheers.
Hey,
Peace
cheers.
out. Bye.
That's Matt Hartley, your second place finisher here tonight, and it looks like we will not have an interview per usual with your winner tonight, Luke Kraus. But a fantastic night of racing all around. Shout out to all of our drivers for joining us here as we wrap things up. Taking a look down the road, we have another stream on Wednesday this week with the Championship Series coming to you from the Indianapolis Road Course. So that's going to be something to check out on Wednesday night at the same Twitch channel you're watching this on at the moment. And don't forget to check out these streams in the coming weeks as well, just about every other Monday at 9 Eastern. Just check us out, have some fun with it. But for everybody here at ASN, NASA, and Nitro Circus, for Josh Mertz, Kieran Forrest, Ray Kingsbury, Brandon Lambert, of course, I can't forget our super handsome producer, Zack Johnson, as well as everybody that is a part of these streams and make them possible. Everybody out there watching in Twitch land, it's been a fun one, and we will see you on Wednesday night. I'm CubeCast. We'll catch you later.